is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty and Mary Jane. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Kane is in the building.
Yeah! Alright, the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun up? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on. Alright, the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun up? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on. Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they see, that's how that Chateau made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up, when times is hard you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us,
Talking Heads with Naughty and MJ is brought to you by Burger King, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Prince Masters.
when you come up, the show goes on all right. Already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun up? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. One in the air for the people ain't here. Two in the air for the father that's there. Three in the air for the kids in the ghetto. Four for the kids that don't wanna be there. None for the trying to hold him back. Five in the air for the teacher not scared to tell those kids that's living in the ghetto that the holding back that the world is theirs. Yeah, the world is yours. I was once that little divide of the world. Now I'm on a world tour. I will give up everything, even start a world war for these ghetto girls and boys. I'm rapping around the world for Africa to New York, Haiti then I detour, Oakland out to Oakland, Gaza Strip to Detroit. Say hip hop only Detroit.
Talking Heads, your boy Naughty and Company, right up until 6 p.m. right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. And you know, like I always tell you, all work and no play makes you a dull person. All play and no work makes you broke. So you got to find a happy medium. A happy medium, Monday is part of the happy medium. Getting back to work, getting back to doing what you need to do, the way you need to do it at your job front. How you get it, just do it your way. But make it count. So happy Monday to everybody. It is Monday, like I said. And we're going to check in live with Roscoe Thompson in short order, get the Abaco report going. We'll go over into the 5 o'clock a little bit with some other tidbits. And then we'll talk sports in the 5 o'clock as well. But as we do each and every Monday, we will be going to Abaco in short order with Roscoe Thompson. If you want to chime in.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Boy, Mr. Producer is fired up today. He's in midseason NFL form, boy. He hitting that button early. Hey, that's what you call premature participation, Mr. Producer. You could get away with that with me right now on the radio. You go home and you push that wrong button early and have the premature participation, you might end up in some problems. Just giving you a little word of warning. That's all I'm saying. But if you want to chime in and be part of the conversation, here's how. Like I said, text lines powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence, 323-6232. 325-4259, 325-4316. Toll free in Family Islands, 242-300, 572-42300, 5720. Stream us live, take us wherever you want to go, GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. All right. Big part of the conversation today, folks, is going to be the headlines for sure.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
And here's just blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views and Matter since 1844. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. Proper vetting of law enforcement officers a priority, says LaRota. You think? Jury acquits man of attempted murders of uncle and grandmother. New social services outreach center opens. Listen, it's all well and good to open up a new social services center. I applaud that. But why don't we look, as we open the social services center, at dealing with some of the issues that are problematic that have people come in to the social services center? And if we can eliminate some of those problems within the community and society, then I think that's an overall win across. And it's putting the social services outreach center to good use. And of course, this, the Ministry of Social Services on Friday commissioned the newly renovated Horseshoe Drive Outreach Center, a 16,000 square foot facility on Pitt Road that will provide expanded support to some of the community's most vulnerable residents. The center will house the Department of Gender and Family Affairs, the Protection Against Violence Commission, the Emergency Temporary Shelter Unit, and the Employee Assistance Program. Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis said that he is excited to see the impact of services provided on families and those in need. I'm particularly pleased that this facility will bring several important services under one roof, which I agree. It does have several important services under one roof. But how are we going to make this building function to serve the community at large and Bahamians at large? Let's find out how to consistently get the help and the maintenance of this. There's a lot of good here, but let's maintain it. And see, that's where we have a problem, the maintenance of things. 10-month-old baby dies. Tragic situation. We heard about that on Friday going into the weekend. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family. Independence Day crash victims remembered. CARICOM election observers recommend campaign finance and independent PRD. You don't say. Employee salary leak atrocious. And this coming from Belinda Wilson. So, the union is now involved with that, looking at that too. It is ridiculous. Lines we're dealing with, just to name a few. And like I said, there's lots to look at coming in off the weekend. And lots to hear about too. And we're going to go down to Abaco. We're going to get caught up with Roscoe Thompson, see all what's going on with Abaco. And of course, I'm going to get his opinion on some of these headlines today as well. So we're going to take a quick break right now. Flip side of the break. We're back. We'll be live from Abaco. It is the August 17th edition of Talking Heads, which continues right after this.
Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, the show goes on. Alright, till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Have you ever had
refined style with elegant taste? Then Fine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want to look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, want to step out and look great, then Fine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. Is your place.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Summer's here, and KFC's got summer buckets just for you. Every bucket starts with 8 legs and thigh pieces of your favorite chicken, plus 4 golden biscuits. Grab the value bucket for just $20 or go big with our mega bucket, packed with everything you need for summer fun on the beach, boat, or on the road. Need more? Add 4 Pepsis, Fountain Fries, or the new mango dessert biscuit for only $5. KFC's summer buckets have big flavor, big value, and finger-licking good chicken only at KFC Nassau.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Kane is in the building.
Yeah. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when it comes up. The show goes on. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when it comes up. The show goes on.
Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on their desk, unaffected by their threats. Then get busy on they. See, that's how that shut down made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay
We're
me.
going to get you
Don't
on
put
the
your hands
Monday,
up when times is hard, you say.
August 17th edition of Second Hatch Guardian Company right up until 6 p.m. We're going to go live to Abaco right now. We got Roscoe Thompson chiming in, as he does each and every Monday. Roscoe, what's good?
Good afternoon, Bahamas. Good afternoon, Naughty. Good afternoon, Abaco. Can't complain, man. Can't complain.
Boy, you sound zipper and chipper things good in Abaco. What happened? Your power been on all weekend.
Yeah, I got to speak.
I mean, it's only Monday, but I mean, so far, so good.
No, I'm very grateful. You know, no power issues really for Marsh Harbor, but I know as Guanakee and Grand Key are experiencing, you know, some real issues. I don't know what's going on in Guanakee, but I know in Grand Key, as we all, they send a generator over that wasn't functioning, or, you know.
I've been waiting to talk to you about this. I heard that there was issues in Grand Key, and I've heard from residents in Grand Key saying that power has been an issue for years, on and off. Wait a minute. They finally had an issue where their transformer went down, completely no more good, and they sent them a new transformer from another nearby key, correct?
Correct.
When it got there, they tried to install it, and it was not working. Am I correct with that as well, too?
Whatever it was not working. I guess if it was a transformer, it wasn't working.
Do you
Whatever
think
they sent over was
before
not working.
they shipped it, that it might have been working?
I don't know. That's what was said on the news report, that it might, you know, that it was supposed to be. I do not know what happened, if it got damaged in shipping, or, you know, what transpired. But I feel for the people of Grand Key. You know, it's something going out for 18 hours to 24 hours, but when you're out of power for 4 and 5 days, you know, and I mean, you know, a lot of people think Grand Key is just locals, but there are tourists that go there, do a lot of diving, fishing, you know. So again, here it goes back to, you know, our management or upper management of BPL in Nassau is falling down.
I mean, it's falling down everywhere, Nassau in particular. But I know that there's been a lot of outages throughout the Family Islands as well. Still a big concern in Eleuthera, Exuma, Abaco, Grand Bahama.
Yeah.
And Grand Bahama, I'm telling you, man, be careful. Something wicked your way comes.
It's just funny that, you know, when we go on the radio, or, you know, we're sitting here, we're talking, and some of our major issues besides, you know, immigration, which is a top issue, and, you know, other issues that are out there, taxes, fees, you know, it seems that BPL monopolizes most of what's going on. If it's not Abaco, it's Eleuthera or Exuma or Nassau or, you know, one of our islands. And it's just not fair to the people. I mean, you know, I don't want to, you know, quote as somebody would say, but, you know, in 50 years, we haven't got it right. I mean,
nothing has changed. Nothing has changed, Roscoe.
You know, it's like, I don't know. It just, it's just frustrating. It's disappointing. It's, upsetting, not just for Abaco, but the other islands that suffer too.
Yeah, and like I said, at some point, we're going to have to start addressing this and looking at separate power provision for these family islands. They've got to have the better quality of life. They've got to get what they're paying for, If you're paying for a service, it should be provided consistently.
I don't want to piggyback off of, but John Bostwick, when he did his 2020, paper, and you look at that,
with the floating power bar.
With the floating power. I mean, that's something that can hold us over, temporarily. I mean, there's other ways. I mean, his vision from what he had back in 2008, 2009, when he was published or when he was writing that, you look at that and I'm like, come on. I mean, why are we not using some of these ideas and suggestions that were put forth,
because they make sense.
It just,
and it might not have involved, like friends, families, homies, chromies, lovers, and friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the.
And when you look at that part of the equation, then you see why some things aren't done.
yeah. That's the frustrating part. It's just
if the hookup is in session, everything is good. Everybody's copacetic. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, it's just. But then government. It's just like from the PM down. I mean, y'all just won a general election in a landslide, and to me, it's like a slap in the face of the Bahamian people. You talk about before election,
now, Roscoe, the infamous PLP outage comes in. And so, you remember what they did to Harachi?
Yeah.
And so, well, I donated to the campaign. And
so, yeah.
And so, and trust me, my brother, and so.
No, it's just frustrating. I guess. A lot of Bahamians. I hope now, and I know we as Bahamians have a short memory, but I hope the average Bahamian and the ones that didn't go out and vote this election, or for whatever reason. I mean, you see, even though we only at this point in time, you say the COI, F and MPLP, you have a choice. It's not like. You don't have a choice. Some of us prefer one party over the other, but right now, I mean, this is a real big slap, not just into the people in Nassau, but Eleuthera, Exuma, Abaco, Grand Bahama, all over. And mom has been the word. I mean, to distract.
1 second, Ross. I seem to have lost you there, brother. Give me 1 second. Little technical difficulty here, but I think. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Roscoe? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I don't know what happened there, but everything just went kaput. I hope that my good friends BPL lurking around the corner.
Don't
how they go.
Don't put mouth on us, man. Don't put mouth on us.
All right, let me check the text lines real quick. Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. The PM coming on at 8 p.m. tonight. I hear he's going to be very interesting. Stay tuned. Don't miss it. And I was going to make mention of that. Don't forget the big address tonight at 8 p.m. Need to hear what the Prime Minister has to say. Naughty and Roscoe, good afternoon. I've already told you Grand Bahama will never, ever be out of power. Grand Bahama is designed. Nassau is not designed. That's why they're one mess. Think about it. The mess is coming to Grand Bahama to run your power company. Brace yourself, Texter. Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. Sunday was a disaster on Eleuthera. The power was off from 9 a.m. to noon and then 8 p.m. to midnight. Something has got to be done soon. I can't wait to hear what the PM will say tonight. So a lot of people, want to hear what the PM has to say.
But Naughty, you also then have a big development that wanted to go into Eleuthera, in Exuma and all these places, and it's mind-boggling that we can't keep the pond. How do you expect to bring these developments online?
You need basic power in order to make them happen.
Right, but I mean, you can't keep power on right now. You don't have the megawatt. You know,
How are you going to do it if you had a dance resort and
Right.
a big time resort?
right. I mean, and I'm not knocking development. We need development. You know, if they do have solar or whatever they do, you know, alternative energy, that's fine. But you still have to look at that entity of they still need power.
Power and water is an everyday necessity, Roscoe.
Look, I mean, Nordy, look at Nassau, and I didn't bring this up the last time because usually we try to keep an Abaca, but look at that development they want to put there down by Potter's Key Dark. Is that where it is?
Yeah.
This new marina. Who wants to be next to the pump station?
Nobody, but they gonna put it there. They love putting pump stations in.
Yeah, but Nordy, when you drive by that every day, the smell you smell. Anyway, I don't understand. I mean, it's frustrating, man.
Essence of the Bahamas, aromas of the Bahamas.
Yeah,
that's for the tourists to take in the
I don't
sense.
know. Anyway, I don't know if I'll listen to what the PM has to say tonight because what difference is it really going to make? I mean, it's not like he can buy new generators for every island and make everybody happy. Otherwise, that would have been done.
We gotta hear what he got to say.
Yeah.
You got to talk about something. You can't just skirt around every issue. You have to talk about something.
Well, he's known for skirting around every issue. He doesn't want to address it.
Maybe he'll tell us what the 265 meant.
Well, kind of be like carbon credits, eh?
Well, I tell you. Carbon credits is another good one. I forgot about that one.
And I know I sound sarcastic. I mean, I just look and I see from 4 years ago, this big thing with carbon credits and how it's going to help and how it's going to do this. Where's the funds come? Have we had anything from it? Have we benefited from that?
We don't see funds come in. We see them go out, Roscoe.
Well, that's another topic.
We don't know where they go when they go out, but I mean, we know they disappear.
Yeah. The accountability. Well, we always say it every Monday, or since we've been. Is that accountability and transparency? It just seems to be shot when it comes to dealing and addressing our government or governmental departments.
Back to the text lines. Naughty and Roscoe, I hate when the PM interrupts my regular scheduled program. His level of delays, denied discomfort don't work with me. Light gone from $150 a month to $350 a month in Exuma. 2-bedroom, no central AC. Losing weight in this heat to keep light on. Naughty, the PM is in the country. Eh? Wow. He could be gone tomorrow again, so hurry up, get this address in. Wow.
I'm telling you, a lot of people are. I think people are disappointed seeing what has happened and what is transpiring. This country's in a mess, and I don't think people realize that. I mean, when the opposition brings up about drawing down on funds or doing this and doing that, or when they bring up legitimate issues that is affecting our country as a whole, the governing party makes it seem like it's a joke. They're lying. They won't answer questions. It's frustrating, and it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, that we can't get a straight answer for our money.
Yeah.
And from people who we put in charge to take care of our money.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
I don't know. Naughty, and I guess people might say I'm crazy, but I don't know if I said it to you last week, but is it time for the Bahamas to look to go more as a republic?
Maybe it is. I mean, when you got Texas rallying in, Naughty, I have no confidence in this administration. I don't care what the PM has to say. Just a bag of hot air. I won't be listening.
I mean, I don't know the solution, but I mean, if Abaco can, for example, I know central government has the only one has the right to increase VAT, but if you do a republic in that, say Abaco, then you take 15% VAT across the board, remove duty off of stuff, and then you give government 5% of the VAT, central government 5%, and the Abaco keeps 10% of the money, the VAT that they bring in. You wouldn't have to ask government for no money.
Well, I tell you.
The money would stay here. Your taxes would stay here locally. We rely on central government to dictate to local government what your budget's going to be, what you're going to get. Now I hear they're trying to remove local garbage and put it under Department of Environmental Health.
But hasn't local garbage been a part of local government in the Family Islands for years?
Since the inception of it, and now they want to do it through environmental health. Okay, that's fine, but if they really thought this through, I mean, you now have several companies over here that does waste, but some of these are small companies, not like a Bahamas Waste or a Waste Not or some of the other companies in Nassau that might be able to go 2 months or 3 months waiting on a check from central government. Some of these guys, they want their money at the end of the month. They've done their service. They should be paid at the end of the month. I'm just waiting to see how it plays out. Some people like the idea. I'm not a big fan of it being paid by central government because local control, how things on the portal, is it Abaco based only? Is it now Abaco Nassau? Yeah. So there's some questions to be asked.
A lot of questions, but the problem is there's some questions to be asked, but we get no answers from this administration.
Well, Naughty, I'll show you an example. The fires 2 years ago, you had the police that came up. They needed a place to stay. They needed a vehicle, all arranged, all done on good faith. Do you know today yet that bill has not been paid to the person, for $2,600, central government? I forwarded on to the DRM. I forwarded on to when Wayne Monroe the minister was in charge of national security at the time, and nothing.
And you look around, there's a lot of unpaid bills by this administration.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of outstanding, a lot of dangling participants when it comes to finances that are just out there hanging. People think they're paid and they're not. Where's the money coming from to pay these bills? We continue to borrow. Where's the money going?
Yeah, but and then I get a copy of the bill a couple weeks ago, saying, "Hey, Roscoe, can you see about getting this paid for us?" I'll reach out to the DRM. I'll forward it on. Not even a response, not even an acknowledgement.
This is heading toward, what I see as general national unrest, in the sense that if they can't get this power company right, this is going to start a tumultuous period of time with the public and this administration. People aren't moving on from power provision. They want that, and they need water as well. The basic infrastructure. I don't think they're letting it go. I think this is one of the biggest major cruxes and problems we have as a nation, that we can't provide power continuously and consistently. And we do charge an exorbitant amount for it.
But Naughty, and I agree. Like I said, we still have not got an answer on how many generators are up and running at Wilson City Power Station. Why can't, BPL execs let us know exactly, hey, we only have one. Hey, we have two. We're rotating. It allows us to know, hey, okay, well, we're nothing we could do about it, but now at least we know, so we could make provisions to get a generator or buy a standby generator.
Let me check the text lines real quick. Naughty and Roscoe, good afternoon. I have a good idea what he's going to say. in regards to the PM's address. Plenty of people will be in shock. Good afternoon, Naughty. PM want to talk about one of the Johnstons and not the one who tried changing the currency to shingles with that former minister. Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. I don't know whose addresses are worse, Davis or Minnis. Either way, you're going to need a bottle of the pink goo for your belly breakdown. I lie, and I hate to admit it. Davis may be better because he isn't in town enough to address us on a consistent basis. Ouch.
Oy.
Hey, Naughty, if we don't get campaign reform, the PLP will be in power for a long time because they are using the taxpayers' money to campaign. This is my belief. I don't understand this power company issue, Naughty. We're paying BGC $8 million a month to maintain a grid, and $500 million later, they say the grid is aging. What did they do with all that money? Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. Go ahead, Roscoe.
No, and I agree with that, Dexter. I mean, where is our money that goes into that and is paid? You know, the taxpayers' money. Where is our money going?
Naughty and Roscoe, good afternoon. What could the PM say to ease the frustration of the Bahamian people other than him and the other owners of BGC will stop taking the $8 million a month from BPL, dissolve BGC, and let BPL use that money to fix the problem? Wow. Text, I understand what you might think, but if you can't prove it, you can't say you got shares, but I understand where you're going. They're going to pay the bills off with the money they took out of the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Naughty, you know this, man. Come on, man. Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. Remember, Dorian, when the government saw the millions in aid they created at Tollgate or at Tailgate, the national disaster, something or the other? Recall the rumors of AIDS organization reporting being asked for money to operate. Some left. Climate change is another issue. They saw the interest of money to individuals and wanted access to that money. If the PM had any real interest in climate change, Exuma, Luther, Athalad, and Carmichael Road would not be happening. Good afternoon. And man, this PM recording always planning his speeches, and this PM can't walk in PM Ingram left shoe when it comes to work. I'm so restless with this neglectful government. Whatever PM's saying, I'm just sucking my teeth and shaking my head and saying never. I need no more promises. This man will tax us across generations and believe he's right, putting Bahamians behind every other nationality and calling it climate change. Unless the PM can explain why BPL is still failing after all the years he's been DPM and PM and Minister of Worksheets, really won't be saying anything of substance. But his platitudes and word salad will be eaten up by his sheep followers. Watch for them after singing after about how good the speech was, even as their lights off and their bills are high. I hope they study this country one day to understand how easily a nation can be ran into the ground with blatant corruption. Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. Maybe he's giving us travel schedule for the next 5 years. You think?
I mean, and you know, when you look at it, Naughty, I mean, tomorrow will be August 19th. And if I'm not, it was 34 years ago that the Ingram era took place. You know, we won the government, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time in history. You know, and it's something that I think we as a country have to look back on and see where we've come over the years. And, you know, a lot of us say X, Y, and Z or X, Y, and Z because we're F&M, we're PLP. But, you know, when you look at Ingram's era and what he did, not just for Abaco, but for the Bahamas in general, and even in 2012 when he lost the general election then, I mean, his vision for that road work in Nassau, all them roads to be made. I mean, if he did not go through with that, just think of the trouble that we would be in this day and time. Another government would have had to do it. But I mean, his vision and his, you know, of what he did. Now, I don't get me wrong. I know there's some issues over the years, but again, you look at the vision and look what he did over the years. And then you come here, even in Abaco, when he bought the 412 megawatt generators from Ann Diesel. And then it's now 16 years later, and we don't know how many of them generators are even running. It's mind-boggling. I mean, hey, I would like to know. Wayne Monroe is Attorney General. What happened to my buddy Ryan Pinder? Did he have enough?
Is he enjoying retirement?
Maybe he's enjoying retirement, and nothing against him, but maybe he just said, "Hey, I've had enough," and backed off. Oh,
maybe he has. Or maybe he's looking at other interests that he's got going on post politics, you know?
Oh, yeah. You
look at him and certain his partners, and you start to connect the dots. You start to wonder what's really going on.
Yeah, and nothing. The reason I say that is because, God, to this day, I don't know why they put Wayne Monroe as Attorney General.
But then you got folks saying to this day they don't know why they made LaRota a Minister of National Security.
Yeah. No, well, I guess there's some issues that we could go back and forth. I guess because he really didn't have nobody else to choose from.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think that might have been the case. Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. Another speech, and what? My pressure is already high, so please don't cause me to put my pink card on this one. Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. Did the PM ever explain the mysterious $500 million loan Pintard asked about in the House of Assembly? At the time, the PM said he was not ready to give any information on it. I believe it was also the question to Kobe Davis when she responded to Pintard that she'd tell him after the F&M Leadership Convention. Did that money go to BGC? Because the PM has asked for another $600 million for BEC this year. That would be $1 billion unexplained, and that's a good question.
Yeah. Yep. It's just, and it gets back to campaign finance reform. It gets back to accountability,
which we don't have any of them. We don't have a Freedom of Information Act.
That allows us to question these, because besides the sitting government, who could actually go to BP unless the Bahamian public took a lawsuit out against BPL to find out where our funds are being spent? I mean, you're not going to get anywhere. Government doesn't explain where they spend their funds. All you hear is X, Y, and Z. Y and Z was taken here.
But no concrete, and we don't keep records of anything. I mean, look at the airlines. 44 to 54-year-old planes still in service here, and no records of maintenance, no records of nothing. We're told, they're maintained, but where are the records?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's information we need to know, especially if people are traveling on those every day.
But again, here we go. Getting back to it, look at a way a business is operated. If I was the CEO of a business and I didn't own that business and I ran that business where they lost money consecutively, what's going to happen to me?
Yeah. It's going to be a problem.
Fired, correct?
Gonna be a problem. You're gonna get your walking papers. You gotta get to the break. Quick break. Flip side of the break. I'll be back to wrap things up with Roscoe live from Abaco. Keep it right where you got it. The Monday, August 17th. Yeah, I can hear you. The Monday, August 17th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up.
Have you ever had the feeling that
Dive in hot with the new KFC Dunk Buffalo Ranch. A crispy ranch chicken sandwich with buffalo sauce on the side. For just $8.95, get messy with it and dunk it how you want it. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Everybody dunk! Everybody ranch!
If you set people's teeth on edge every time you step on the brakes, it's time you visit Muffler World on Mackey Street. They can take your brake rotors off, and if there's anything left, machine them shiny. Then their technicians will install new pads, and before you know it, you'll be able to stop without people calling social service on you. Trying to hit my car. Children in the car. Muffler World can replace the whole package, including hoses, master cylinders, and more. For first-class brake work, stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street. Open Saturdays 8 till noon.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension, Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game, so put 20 on your account and ride the
is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Kane is in the building.
Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on.
Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they. See, that's how that Chateau made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold on.
We're back at you on the Monday, August 17th edition of Talking Heads. Noddy Company right up until 6 p.m. We're wrapping things up with my special guest live from Abaco, Mr. Roscoe Thompson, as we do each and every Monday. 4:50 p.m. is the time. But, Roscoe, I hope you have another continued good week, at least with the power.
Yeah, I hope. Listen, I don't want to put no mouth. They've been good this past week. Like I said, certain spots have not been, as fortunate as maybe Marsh Harbor and Central Abaco. And maybe they've been listening to us on the radio. Maybe they've sorted out some of the problems. I don't know. I'm just extremely grateful that, we've not had the issues that we had over the past couple months.
Go to the phone lines. We got some callers on the line. Talking Heads.
Noddy and Roscoe, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jeff. What's happening?
Got my voice back, and it's good to hear you guys on the radio. Let's look at this thing succinctly. Do you realize that just about every system, or back in the day, 73, up to this point, most of those systems are now in default. Like they're not working properly or working anywhere near how they used to. And, you have to often wonder, why is that? All of the different ideas that the general public, i.e. the government, who is the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, not the persons sitting in the parliament, they are representatives. But the government have been giving our representatives ideas and incentives on how to bring about accountability and transparency. And it seems like they are pushing back against it because it's obvious. They don't want transparency or accountability. We talk about two-term prime ministership, talked about the office of the ombudsman. We talk about campaign finance reform, which ironically, the same body that
Is Jeff still there, or did we lose Jeff? All right, Jeff, try and call us back. We lost you. But yeah, Jeff has made some good points regarding all of that kind of stuff, Roscoe. And when you look back, we've done a horrible job maintaining things over the years. How many things have we been given that we haven't maintained? We still got Roscoe there?
Yeah, man. What's up? Sorry, I didn't hear. It went blank there for a minute.
I said Jeff makes some good points, but one thing that we got to look back, a lot of things, we don't maintain things. For years and years and years, we don't have the answers to a lot of things, i.e. infrastructure, equipment, where money was spent is we always chasing our tail. He's crazy.
Yeah, and that gets back to my point earlier. If we work for a private business and you're not performing, what's going to happen, Naughty?
Fired.
Okay, if you're not able to bring revenue in and host a good show and bring callers and texters and guests on,
ain't nothing happening.
Exactly. And that's just in business. But it seems like when you're in government, you have a free for all, which is wrong, because at the end of the day, we, the people, end up suffering. We, the people, end up having to pay everything, not you.
And the whole zero accountability, how dare you attitude is crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand. Fred Mitchell, that he annoys me more, I think, than any other minister with his lackadaisy attitude towards the freedom of information and being accountable and transparent to the people. Why? What is the problem? Is it going to show where mismanagement of money has happened? Is it going to show that there's got to be discrepancies. It just can't be everything is above board, because if it was above board, no matter what government it is, they would try to put a Freedom of Information Act in that has teeth, that holds MPs and everybody accountable and transparent.
Not only convenient to say on the campaign trail, Roscoe, but actually put it into existence and making it happen is bad for business, especially with this administration. So it's not going to happen.
Well, he's already said we're not doing the Freedom of Information Act. It's not good, Okay, so in other words, you're just telling
and giving us no information at all, leaving us in the dark is a better option.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just goes to show where we are as a country.
And there again, it goes to show that man is a silly septuagenarian, and his shelf life in politics has long been expired, and he needs to go.
Well, we give Minnis a lot of trouble, and I will say this one thing that when he did the hedge fund for the fuel, one of the best things I think was done, because it did help the Bahamian people, in lowering the electricity costs with the surplus.
This administration scoffed at it. Alfred says bungled it and called it a day.
And that was it. Something that could have been left in place, but it was going to affect, who the shareholders of Wilson, who else? There's a couple others in there.
Yeah, you gotta always connect the dots. Like I always tell people, connect the dots.
And it's just frustrating. It's just really cumbersome to the Bahamian people. Even here in Abaco, our roads, if you had to drive to Treasure Key or you had to go south, we went to Abaco Big Bird Farm the other day, and potholes that are popping up on the highway. It's mind-boggling. Where is the patch going into these holes? Why can't they be patched? What is Ministry of Works doing? Same thing with going north. I mean, Abaco and back-to-back elections have given you 2 PLP representatives. Back-to-back.
And what have you done for Abaco?
What have we done for Abaco?
Excuse me. Let me get to the text lines real quick. Good afternoon, Naughty. Lil Kim back from Paris yet? I think you're referring to Minister Kobe Davis. I got to find out if she's back from Paris yet. She's been completely invisible. Naughty and Roscoe, this corrupt administration refuses to answer any questions and turn this country into a little Haiti. Roscoe, what is the situation with foreign nationals in Abaco? That's the next step right there.
I mean, they had a repatriation. I think they got 9 people the other day working with, not fraudulent, but they were a handyman or a gardener, and they were working on a construction site. So, we've had some immigration over here in dealing with the work permit. It's still an issue. It's going to always be an issue. It seems like other issues have come to the forefront that are more vexing to some of the Bahamian people right now than immigration. I.e. BPL, water and sewage, just simple things, simple basic infrastructure needs. But it's still out of hand over here.
Good afternoon, Naughty. Please tell Dwight to stop playing Fred Mitchell's voice notes at length. And they are utter garbage, and nothing of substance comes from any of them. Abaco voted for progress, so I guess they got to take what they take for voting for progress. Wow. A lot of people go with that, though.
No, and listen, hey, I agree. Think of their slogan, and I said this to you last week. Progress was such a perfect slogan, because progress doesn't mean you have to complete something. All it does is that you're showing progress. you're showing development here. You got these roads done in Eleuthera. You got roads done in Long Island. You know, Exuma. It's progress. You know.
Let me get these last couple of texts in.
You're very catchy, boy.
Naughty, it's sad Ingram did well and got fired, and Brave did bad and got rehired. You noticed that? Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. So Ghost coming in my bed 8 p.m. The speech will come after Colby Davis, question mark, question mark, question mark. I hope he apologizes to us all and tells us why he didn't tell us he was leaving the Bahamas and why he told the people to turn off the lights. I wondering what kind of move he's on at 8 p.m. I'm sweating and dead mad. People shouldn't have to be sweating and dead mad when they go to hear from their leader, their prime minister.
Yeah, but a lot of people are very frustrated. You just heard it through your text. You hear it.
All right. Let me get this last one. Hey, Naughty and Roscoe, there's more illegal immigrants in Eleuthera now than Abaco. Roscoe, Mr. Producer, giving me the sign. I appreciate it.
I see that.
Each and every Monday, as we do. We'll do it again next Monday. Glad to know you had a good week with power. Hopefully next week when we talk, you'll have power and water, and we'll be making
next week Monday is that your birthday? No, your birthday's when? Sunday, eh?
The 31st.
That's Monday.
Day before yours.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
All right, buddy. Well, good afternoon, Bahamas, and thank you for having me, Naughty. God bless, man.
We'll talk soon, man. All the best to Abaco. Y'all
all right,
stay strong,
all the best
and we'll talk
everybody.
soon. Quick commercial break. News is coming up out of the break. And in the 5 o'clock hour, I'll talk about a couple of topics, and we'll talk sports. Keep it right where you got it. The Monday, August 17th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Hands up when times is hard, you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up. The show goes on all night till the morning we dream.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Is in the building.
Yeah! Already the show goes on all night till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun up? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun up? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they see, that's how that shit down made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up, when times is hard, you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up. Already the show goes on all night till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun up? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun up? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. One in the air for the people ain't here. 2 in the air for the father that's there. 3 in the air for the kids in the ghetto. 4 for the kids that don't wanna be there. None for the trying to hold him back. 5 in the air for the teacher not scared to tell those kids that's living in the ghetto that the holding back that the world is theirs. Yeah, the world is yours. I was once that little boy, terrified of the world. Now I'm on a world tour. I will give up everything, even start a world war for these ghetto girls and boys.
Monday, August 17th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. We're into the 5 o'clock hour. 5:07 p.m. is the time. We are talking sports. I'll be joined by Stat Boy in short order. I know Earl the Pearl should be chiming in, so Mr. Producer, keep an eye out for those guys. They will be chiming in. And like I said, it is Monday, much to talk about. Let's start locally, and then we'll go international. And fresh off the local sports scene, let's jump right on in. Big hiring over there at UB. Jay Philippe is now the head coach, men's basketball coach at the University of Bahamas, taking over for MP, Mr. Bacchus Roll, who did a great job in his capacity for 13 years building that program as a head coach. And I like to see the passing of the torch. I think Jay Philippe brings a lot to the table as a head coach, and I think that program will do well by this hiring. Vlasov finishes 10th, qualifies for Pan Am's, this out of equestrian. BBA launches inaugural summer camp. The Bahamas Boxing Association launched its inaugural summer camp. Over 70 young men, boys and girls, to attend the 5-day camp. It's scheduled to run until August 16th at the Bahamas Boxing Academy. It was launched last week. It'll run through the 16th. It ran through last week. It wrapped up, I think, this morning. The Academy welcomes more than 70 aspiring young boxers from New Providence and All Out Boxing Club in Freeport, Grand Bahama. So this is a good look for boxing, and I think we need to bring the sport of boxing back to where it needs to be. It was a big part of me growing up. There was boxing. It was always live boxing. It was advanced. So you have to look at it as a rejuvenation, revitalization, restart. And I think if you got 70 individuals there's a pool you could pick from. You could get some amateur boxing going on, possibly some trips to the Golden Gloves. I think we need to do it right this go round. He is set to return to action. He boxed over the weekend, still trying to get a result. I'm going to check in with Sheldon Longley to see what the final result was. He was to defend both of his titles, the World Boxing Association Fede Carib Super Welterweight and the National Boxing Association's Latin Super Welterweight titles against Colombian pro boxer Ox Cuero. Cuero owns a 16-10 win-loss record with a total of 13 victories coming by way of knockout. Hill is a perfect 16-0, so I'm going to see if Sheldon could let me know what the results were in that fight. I know that Hill, like I said, so I'll get you those results as fast as I can. But like I said, good to see Samians all over the globe doing things. Very good. Not just, once in a while basketball. And we got a lot of disciplines being displayed, especially boxing. So good to see Carl doing his thing globally. And he has defended his titles. Carl Flashy Hill got his hands raised for the 17th consecutive knockout victory at the Boxeo in Santa Marta show in Santa Marta, Colombia over the weekend. Thanks for that quick update, Sheldon Longley via Tanash. We didn't appreciate that. He earned a third-round victory against Colombian pro boxer Ox Cuero to successfully defend his World Boxing Association Fede Carib Super Welterweight and NBA Latin Super Welterweight titles. The stellar show helped the Bahamian pro extend his win streak to 17 consecutive professional knockout victories. Currently, his record is 17-0. Cuero dropped to 16-11. So keep an eye on Carl Hill. All right? Keep an eye on Carl Hill. Jonquil Jones earns third straight double-double and the Liberty win. And Bahamas four-peats at Goodwill Swimming. So congratulations to our swim team. The Bahamas Goodwill Aquatics team set a goal to repeat as champions, and they did just that at the 2026 Goodwill Swimming Championship stage at the National Aquatic Center in Guava, Trinidad and Tobago over the weekend. Team Bahamas completed the four-peat with a top total of 1,459.50 points to once again emerge as the region's powerhouse in aquatics. The host nation, Trinidad and Tobago, was a distant second-place finisher with 1,269 points. Jamaica rounded out the top three with 1,007 points in total. It was a hard-fought wire-to-wire win for Team Bahamas, but congratulations to them. They've done a great job. And congratulations to the aquatics here in the Bahamas. Let them continue to build on that program. And let's go for 5 straight. Do we have Stat Boy or Pearly joining in the room yet?
I'm in.
What's going on, Stat?
I'm good. How are you?
All good. We're switching from local to international. I'm sure Pearly will be joining us in short order. But as we switch over, let's start off with the NFL. Some big news out of the NFL. Mr. Producer, if you could pull up that clip for me. We have a big signing in Dallas. And we'll talk about it afterwards and the impact. But Von Miller has signed with the Dallas Cowboys. And here's the latest from Todd Archer, who covers the Cowboys, our good friend Todd Archer. who covers the Cowboys for ESPN and formerly of Sports Illustrated. Here's his breakdown on the signing of Von Miller and what it does for the Cowboys defense. I think they checked out all the boxes. This is a great signing. I'll break down why afterwards, but let's hear from Todd Archer right now.
How long have the Cowboys been circling around Von Miller, Todd?
Yeah, it was something that they talked about before training camp, but it never really got really going until training camp started. It's funny, I just got off the phone with DeMarcus Ware a little bit ago, and he was telling me in his conversations with Von, he said the only team that has really reached out to him in this process is the Cowboys. And, you know, he was kind of willing into the existence here by posting pictures of him on social media and stuff like that. And yesterday it finally come down. It always felt like, just from talking to people in the organization, it was going to be a when it was going to happen, not an if. And now he's going to be coming out here today. Probably won't do anything tomorrow in practice, obviously against the Saints. But he's a guy that the Cowboys really need to help their pass rush, for sure.
Well, I mean, his 9 sacks with Washington last year would have led the Cowboys in 2025. So clearly Dallas needs to get that pass rush even more stout, despite having acquired Gary and making their other moves that they've made on defense. Walk me through where you think this leaves last year's DFL most yards given up defense, now that all the pieces of the additions and new play caller, these pieces have landed and have settled, Todd.
Yeah, it's funny. You hear a lot of people say, man, if the Cowboys just finished 20th in defense, what a team they're going to have. I think the defensive guys get kind of insulted by that. Now, that would be a massive improvement, obviously, from last in the league and just about everything a year ago. But, you know, you talk to Christian Parker, you feel his confidence. You talk to the players, a full year of Quinnen Williams, a full year of Kenny Clark. You got Donovan Ezra-Rocker, the second-round pick, who's healthy. Chavon Revel, the third-round pick from a year ago, healthy. The additions that they've made, Caleb Downs, they feel like they can have a better than defense in the NFL for sure. And this, asking Von Miller to be the Denver Von Miller, right? But you said it, that 9 sacks would have led the Cowboys. They want him to be a situational pass rusher at this point and help the guys already in the room and be a guy that a good sounding board for the guys as they try. A lot of confidence in what the Cowboys defense did in that first game and what they've done in practice. There have been times where Dak has looked really uncomfortable.
And that's because of the defense and not obviously because of the offense. So walk me through Christian Parker's scheme and how it fits what they've done roster-wise, because it is something he's never done before, coordinating a defense that needs to improve significantly for a team to have a chance to win it all, Todd.
Yeah, you're talking a 34-year-old guy who seems like he's been around forever. And it is funny that you say, you know, he's never called a defense in a game. It just doesn't seem foreign to him. Talking to people like that were on the sidelines at the game in Seattle, even keel the entire time, didn't ride any highs and lows of what they were doing. That's a positive sign for a 34-year-old guy. And I think what he's done, you know, you think, okay, he was with Vic Fangio. That's the defense that you're going to see stylistically. I think on the back end, that is going to be what you're going to see a lot from the Cowboys defense this year. But I think he's going to mix things up. He said in his first press conference with us, it's not going to be Vic Fangio's defense. It's going to be the Dallas Cowboys defense. And you've seen Quinnen Williams sign the extension, really had an excellent practice against the Rams, blowing up a couple runs. They believe he's going to be much better in his first full season with the Cowboys. So there's a lot of optimism coming from this defense. But what's going to happen that first game against the Giants, the third game against Baltimore in Brazil, when it doesn't go well for them? That's where this team, you're going to see this defense. Do they truly trust it? Or is it just something that we all feel good about here in Oxnard in August?
Hey, you made it all the way to the end.
Well, Statboy, what's your take on Von Miller signing?
Great veteran signing. He's a all-time great. He's going to go into the Hall of Fame. Super Bowl MVP. He's a champion. He's not what he once was, of course. We know that these aren't his prime years, but the veteran presence he'll bring to Dallas.
I still think he gets between 9 and 11 sacks for the Cowboys this year.
Well, for him or individually the team? 9 sacks is a bit much, but if he could get around 7 to 8.
He got 9 last year in Washington.
No, that's surprising. Mind
He's
you,
coming
great
to a
defensive
defensive
coach
line with
Dan
Quinnen
Quinn.
Williams and Kenny
Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
hear-
there's going to be room for him to work.
I hear you. I agree with that too. I do. He'll definitely be free to just go after the quarterback and do what he does
Well,
best.
considering Jadeveon Clowney led the Cowboys with 8.5 sacks last year,
Yeah.
I'm thinking Von Miller could come in and do something similar. But the biggest thing is he gets as a Raku, he gets to coach up, couple of the other younger fellas. Even Rashawn Gary can learn a thing or two from Von Miller.
Most definitely. It's a nice veteran signing, and we'll see his impact on game day. But he's going to be the extension of Christian Parker on the field pretty much to me.
And Christian Parker must be commended.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, man, and he's put that defense in place. You see why I was kind of high on him? The more I watched him, I said, this guy's a worker. This guy is going to turn this defense around. I don't think the defense turns this year. I think next year is when you're going to see that defense being lights out. And I think next year is the year when everybody in their maw comes to try and recruit him as a head coach.
Yeah, but y'all got to keep him. Got to find a way.
We'll figure out a way now. Jerry will break out the checkbook.
Yep.
Jerry don't play when it comes to that department. But I got to give Christian Parker credit for stepping up and putting his staple or his stamp or his imprint or his image on this defense and standing by and said, this is going to be the first Christian Parker defense. It's not a Fangio defense. It's not a Matt Patricia defense. It's a Christian Parker defense. So I'm looking forward to see how the defense plays there. I think it's a good addition. Add in Von Miller. He's a situational player, and I think he's going to maximize the opportunities when he does have the opportunities to get in there and play. Looking at some other teams, Adoree Jackson, potentially another signing too for the Cowboys to add to that addition.
Nice veteran as well.
And I think we have Purdy, because Purdy hates an introduction. Purdy hates doing good radio. Purdy likes to just lurk in like that dude from the restroom who just washed his hands. Like, what's going on, guys? Everybody cool? What's happening? I've been here all the time. What's going on, Purdy?
Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon.
MJ is not here right now.
I was trying not to. I almost just listen to y'all. Y'all practice that, eh?
What?
This thing on Von Miller. He's all like, "Oh, you're gonna give me 9 sacks," and what, like
9 last year, Purdy, for Washington.
Ooh, that's a year ago, right?
We'll make a little bet.
He was a year ago, right?
You make a little bet.
Mr. Producer, this same segment we have here.
Take it down there now.
They spoke about the guy about Von Miller having 9 sacks and blah blah blah. I want you to save that, please.
Go on record. I'm going to say this right now.
Thank you, Chris.
This for Naughty Johnny's breakfast.
Mm.
Von Miller has 9 or more sacks for the Dallas Cowboys this year. He gets 9 or more, you buy the breakfast. If he gets 9 or less, he gets less than 9, I buy the breakfast.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. I like it.
Right? And I can eat that stew conch slow in front of you that day, boy. I can be that guy when I eat that.
I can make sure they don't give me no white grits. That's all. I want yellow. Okay.
All right. Let's talk. First and foremost, we got to talk about some quarterbacks. Purdy, go ahead and get it off your chest. How good did you feel watching Tua the other night? Go ahead, get it off your chest. In the spirit of Muff Roll, Lord bless the dead, get it off your chest.
Oh my Lord. We made a wise decision. I know that much. And I was a Tua fan, but we made a wise decision.
Who's been telling you that, though?
Pardon me?
Who's been telling you that it would be a good decision to get rid of him?
Are you kissing up to your daddy today? What is it you need?
I don't need anything.
I got you. Nobody's been saying that. No. I'll take that back. Mystery Dolphin has been saying that.
Mystery been saying that from the show
Mystery
started.
Dolphin. Yeah,
you can't
Mystery
take that
Dolphin.
away from Mystery, but I have seconded his emotions.
Yes, you have.
And put the money to better use. I'm more I said Malik Willis was going to come in and be a good fit, and after one game, it looks like he's going to be a good fit. There's going to be some ups and downs, but I think he's your quarterback. I think he's a good, solid fix for you guys.
No, he looks good. He's got a so far favorite target in Douglas, who's another rookie who looks extremely good. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Had a great one-handed catch in that game. There was only one other one-handed catch by a rookie that was better, and that was Camden Flippin' Brown, not to be mistaken with Caleb freaking Downs, with the one-handed catch in the back of the end zone. You remember that one late Saturday night?
I do. It was amazing.
Veteran catch. He reminds me of being a poor man's version of Devontae Adams. He's a poor man's Devontae. I'll take it any day of the week.
All right. You'll see how it goes. But I'm excited about Malik Willis. I know there'll be ups and downs.
Your wide receiver looks good there, and Tobin too has good connection too. Tobin was only in there, but there was one play. It was a 27-yard strike.
Yeah.
And I told you, Tobin has a knack of working with his quarterback, becoming like a bed bug with his quarterback, like a tick, always there, always around, like a Remora. So don't sleep. Y'all may have something this year. Listen, I don't want to blow smoke into the Dolphins, right? But I'm looking at them. And these guys from Green Bay, I said they're on a mission from when it started. Remember when the GM came and then he hired his coach? I said, look, there's a system. And 10-1, you'll see Malik Willis is the quarterback. Well, all of that's played out, correct, Pearly?
Yes, very much so.
Tying into what I said when they first made the hire of the GM, what's his name again?
I forget his name now. Jesus. I'm thinking, oh, Father in heaven, why is it skipping away
I
from
can't
me?
remember his name right now. But
John Eric Sullivan.
Right, John Eric Sullivan, and then he brought in the head coach. And like I said, those guys have been talking behind the scenes for years, talking about if I get an opportunity as a GM, I'm going to make you my head coach. Well, here they have, and I said they don't know no better. They go in to do something. And I think they don't know no better. They're going to take that week schedule and they're going to try and make some noise. They may not make the playoffs, but they're going to be a hard team to beat. They're not going to be a pushover like people think, and they may make some upsets in that division. And if there's a maturation process with the system and they get clicking and that team is predicated on defense and they're holding teams close and the offense gets going, the Dolphins may be a team people don't want to play late in the year because they play ugly football.
Yeah. And we activated the rookie. The rookie that Caleb Douglas is a pleasant surprise, but we drafted a kid called Chris Bell that we expect to be a wide receiver one. Expected to be a wide receiver one for many years to come. In the name of Chris Bell, he was hurt, but he's been activated today, so we'll see something of him later in the next preseason game.
All right. So what you got coming out of Baltimore?
Good news on the injury front. We have two people coming back. That's Nate Wiggins and Marlon Humphrey, our top two cornerbacks. We've been needing them back. They're back practicing today. And Nnamdi Madubuike is progressing well from his season-ending neck injury last year. A lot of people thought it would be he's progressing well and he'll be playing this season at some point. But, still rehabbing, still not cleared to play yet, but he will play again.
I think you found a wide receiver, too, to compliment Zay Flowers. Don't forget that.
Oh, Lane 6? Yeah. Jacoby Lane from the Hoosiers. What a dog.
And he came out of nowhere, but he came out. He was one of Fernando Mendoza's big targets. And kind of went under the radar in the draft. I think he was the second round or third round.
Apologies. He did not come from Indiana at all. He came from USC. I got the jerseys completely mixed up. Completely mixed up.
That's right, from USC.
Yes, he was our second round pick because we picked Vega from Penn State, our lineman, which we needed. We got rid of Falele, who looks horrible in New York. See, Harbaugh is too stuck in his ways and favored certain people that aren't good. But now with this new direction and Minter, no confused looks on the sidelines. No, and he calls the defense himself. He doesn't look lost. He's in control of the game, calling the plays, and we look good, and I'm happy.
Well, I look at Dallas, and all I could say is Christian mother flipping Parker and Caleb freaking Downs and Camden flipping Brown.
But what are y'all going to do with those receivers? Because what happens to Flournoy?
Flournoy is number 3, and Brown has kind of etched his way into number 4 conversation.
Okay.
And then you keep Mingo as number 5, and you have a loaded wide receiver room.
And now Turpin could just focus on returns.
Correct. And he's your emergency guy if something goes wrong, and you got 3 or 4 quality receivers that hit the street that could end up making other people's rosters and actually contributing.
Oh, yeah.
The depth is deep there at wide receiver in Dallas. What I like is the defense was quick. They let up an 80-yard drive to open up the game, but after that, it was lights out. They shut everything down. They had a goal line stand. They had some turnovers. They had some big players step up and play big off the second and third team, which is good to know. The offense, I can't wait to see them just rolled out, fully healthy, ready to go beginning of the year. We probably won't see any of the starters in Dallas this whole preseason. Got to wait till we play the Giants to kick off the season. But it's a totally different culture in Dallas. Shotty has got his culture. It's a combination of Jimmy Johnson and his late father, Marty Schottenheimer. Some people may roll your eyes, but it was one thing those two coaches did have was a great relationship with their players, great relationship in the locker room, and the teams played together and they played for each other. So I think that kind of culture has been established with Shotty. The offense and the defense has been going at it tooth and nail in training camp, so iron sharpens iron. I'm looking forward to Dallas season optimistically. I'm calling no predictions, but I'm optimistic about the season. We got some good young players in place. We got some good coaches in place, which is more important. We got some structure. And for once in a long time, Jerry and Steven have gotten out of Dodge, gone up and sipped on their cocktails or their beverage of choice, and let the coaches do what the coaches need to do. So that's the biggest thing. So far. And I agree with you, Purdy, so far, because if we get on a win streak.
While you're saying you're not predicting, but you feel optimistic, your optimism is Super Bowl, NFC Finals?
My optimism would be definitely, I feel we are contender for the division. I feel we win the division. And I feel we make another step or two for sure. A first round playoff victory, possibly even a second round playoff victory. And then after that, that's uncharted territory. Who knows from there? But I do think there's going to be some reward to the expectation. It's been hovering over Dallas for a while. Jerry's made the moves. He's allowed the front office to make the moves. The players are in place. The coaches are happy. So barring injury, let's see how this thing goes.
Okay. All right.
But we all know injury is a big part of football, and what you think could be solid on paper could be horrible on the field. I think Dallas is going to be more balanced this year. I think they're going to be very competitive. I think they're going to be fun to watch. And I think they're going to be there when it's all said and done. They're going to be in the conversation with the final few.
I saw a young man today with his Dallas Cowboy tumbler, sipping his coffee. And I said, so, boy, you're a Cowboy fan? He said, yep. I said, what do you think? He says, if the Knicks win, we do. I said, okay. It's all right.
Yeah, there you go. Now, one team that a lot of people are backing off of from last year are the New England Patriots. So let's check in, Mr. Producer, from ESPN. Here's his take on the Patriots possibly backtracking. And then Pearly, myself, and Statboy will chime in on the New England Patriots and see how solid they are in the NFC East after all. I mean, the AFC East after all. But let's check in with Dan Orlovsky right now. And Dan should be coming along any second.
He stopped coffee.
You know how Orlovsky goes.
I'd be shocked if they get to 14.
Yeah, stop it.
So you're more with Kevin on this.
Well, there is a reality where they can be a better team and have a lesser record. That was a historically soft schedule last year, whether Patriot fans want to actually say it or not. It was, okay? They took advantage of it. They go on the Super Bowl run. It was awesome. I think that they can be a better team, but because of the reality of their schedule, maybe not have as good a record. I think their offensive line is going to be improved. They struggled versus man coverage in the playoffs. They obviously had Romeo Doubs and A.J. Brown. I mean, that's a pretty significant start of at Seattle. You got to go Pittsburgh. I could see 1-1. I'm going to go through this schedule. Leave it up. Yeah. Okay, so I go 1-0, 1-1. I'm going to say 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3. I'm going to say 3-4, 4-4, 4-5, 4-6, 4-7. Let's say 5-7, 6-7, 6-8, 7-8. Yeah, I think you're looking at like 9-8, 10-7 is like a reality.
Yeah, so a wild card team essentially.
Yeah, fighting for a wild card spot, but it could be a better football team.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't think, only Orlovsky would call a drop off like that.
No, but a lot of people, I wouldn't, let me phrase it this way. A lot of people don't feel they're going to be as good as they were last year in terms of record. He could be right with having a better team than they did last year. Like we said many times, like you said many times, Snotty, they played a fourth place state schedule. They took advantage of it. They had some breaks in the playoffs. They got a good draw. They got some breaks in the playoffs and made it to the Super Bowl. A lot of Patriot fans, real football Patriot fans, there's a difference. There are Patriot fans who just say, be pulling for the team and they don't care what you say. But real football Patriot fans believe that they're going to have a drop-off. And I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. I really don't, in terms of record.
I'm inclined to agree with that simply off of the schedule. It was historically weak. but they did what they had to do with it. So this year, I think it'll be a lot different for sure.
Yeah.
I still think they're a playoff contender team, and they could be a very good team in the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see. I really do think they have the talent to do it. And the Super Bowl loss gives them experience. That helps. But they still got to play some teams this year that are far tougher.
Yeah, they do. I think they backtrack a little bit. I'm still thinking potential division contender because of the weakness of that division. Dolphins, Jets. Maybe they flip-flop with the Bills, but then they could fall in that wild card category as well, too. I see them backtracking, but I don't see them falling off the map completely. I don't think Vrabel lets that happen. Now,
I agree.
Here's another situation. Let's pivot real quick to Jackson Dart. A lot of red flags coming out of New York now. Another concussion protocol. Do you think this kid's career is doomed before it started because of the dreaded concussion?
That is the curse of some football teams, some football players. I get a test. I went through it with Tua, so it can be scary. It can be scary, and he just has to properly sit down, and they have to make the decision that he's not going to play for a while to make sure that he recovers properly.
Now, he had Dart had a few choice comments about the medical tent and the treatment, so on and so forth. Here's Dominique Foxworthy following up on that from ESPN. The pros and the cons of that. But we do have to keep an eye on Jackson Dart. And we also have to look at the protocol as well, too, involving the concussion and those tents on the sideline. So let's go to that report now, Mr. Producer, if we could, with Dominique Foxworthy and Jackson Dart, courtesy of ESPN.
People told Josh Allen he had to change the way he played. It just wasn't about the running. All quarterbacks have to change something about the way that they play. I think that Jackson Dart's personality is a thing that I find a little bit more unique and interesting, that he brings this kind of linebacker mentality to the game. And I think it's insane that he's bothered by going to the blue tent in a preseason game when he got blasted and stayed on the ground for an extra second. If that's what he's pushing back on, that's just it. But the idea that maybe there's going to come a time in an important game where he does a big hit, but they put him in the tent and take him out, I understand trying to protect against that. But right now, you're in a preseason game. The whole story about your last season is you got hit in the head too much.
But
you went down and stayed for a second. You're going to go into the tent.
Yeah, but you can't sit there and understand. If that was Fernando Mendoza.
But it's not.
I understand of going, that's a relatively normal hit. I've taken significantly more aggressive shots. I understand those. There's probably a point where Jackson's sitting there going, all right, maybe I'm not going to lower my head as much this year to try to not go into the tent. That one.
Okay, I get it from his perspective because he's a player and I understand it, but I just don't want anyone else to be watching this and thinking that what the concussion spotter did right there was wrong.
Right.
That was the most obvious thing to do right there if your responsibility is to spot potential risky concussions. You have a star quarterback in a preseason game who has a history of getting hit in the head. The worst thing you can do as a concussion spotter is be like, I don't think that is it. No, you went down, you stayed for a full count. Get your ass in the tent. Hop up. You don't want to go in the tent? Hop up. That's right.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of bravado from these young quarterbacks nowadays, but CTE is real. So I think that all protocols when it comes to head injuries, especially if it comes from the office upstairs, need to be investigated ASAP. What's your take, guys?
I agree.
In full agreement. Agree.
I don't care what Jackson Dart says. I don't care if, you don't think it's cool messing up his hairdo. You keep getting your bell rung, young man. We need to make sure you're okay after football.
Sometimes you got to protect players from themselves because when they are in the flow of the game, especially during the game, this is what they've been playing since youths. They love it. They don't want to come out. But this game has long-lasting effects. Long-lasting effects. You have to protect yourself.
All right, we got a great Rich Eisen taking us home today. He's talking Cowboys defense. He's talking Chicago Bears, and he's talking a couple other teams as well too. But before we get to that, obviously, one more team we got to talk about. And I know probably this going, bring up the ire of one stat boy, but we have to look at the situation there in Cincinnati. Pearly, do you think this is make or break for the Bengals this year? Everything's on the line.
I think so. I think they have a good enough team to make it to the Super Bowl, if they can stay healthy, if that offensive line answers the bell. But this is it. This is a make or break year. So if they don't do it this year, you might see some changes. You might see something Miami Dolphins in terms of gutting the team and starting all over.
Training for a quarterback.
Yeah. And I don't. It's not Joe Burrow. I just think it's the team. I mean, he's got probably the best, if not top 3 wide receiver in the game.
I agree. Top 3,
I
top
don't know.
4.
This their last shot at it before that team makes a serious move, I think.
I just know that when this team doesn't make the playoffs again, come March next year, Jamar Chase will request a trade.
All right, let's check in with Don Orlovsky, get his take on the Bengals, and then we'll be back to do our picks, brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. And we get you ready to wrap with Rich Eisen. Let's get in with Dan Orlovsky right now from ESPN, Mr. Producer. Thank you.
That's like, can they afford a slow start is always like, who actually knows for anybody as a team, right? I said this last week. I don't think there is another team in the league that has more at stake this season than the Bengals outside of LA. We know LA is all in, obviously. We know they are, okay? We know. The Bengals, everything's on the line. The coach's job security, who I think Zach Taylor, a good coach, his job's on the line. Yep. Joe Burrow's future as the Bengals starting quarterback on the line. That means Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in a Hall of Fame duo worthy of is everything. That's future is in flux. So, yes, can they get off to a slow start? Of course they can. I would say, looking at the schedule, again, if you come off the bye, you play Baltimore, of course, no question. But then you get Tennessee, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Washington, New Orleans, Cleveland, Kansas City. We'll see how healthy Patrick is and their young players. Carolina, Indy, Baltimore, Cleveland. If you are the Bengals and you can't get to 12, 13, 14 wins, then that's going to be a massive disappointment this year, and there will be significant changes.
Now, if they don't get to 13 wins, let's just say, here I go again with the records, and they don't, but they make it to the playoffs this year, and let's just say they win a playoff game, that would alleviate that, correct?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, I think fair to say the expected ones are higher, but if you get into the final 8, you're a good football team.
So we'll see. I mean, it's make or break for Cincinnati in that division this year.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah. But I think they're gonna. If they stay healthy, and this is football, so you can always say that. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll do well.
I agree.
You know.
No. I agree that they have the potential to. I had to catch myself just now.
There's still injury, and there's still the fact that they're the Cincinnati Bengals.
And then there's still Baltimore, right? Are you in your division, are they? Can't remember.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's two automatic losses right there. So everything else.
I don't know. We will see. That it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm going to be excited to see the Cincinnati Baltimore game.
All right, well, let's get up into our picks, guys. All brought to you, of course, by the Island Game, and don't forget the Island Game's got that huge NFL Survivor Pool going on for the NFL season 2026. $10,000 in cash up for grabs if you could be the lone survivor. $10,000 guaranteed prizes in cash. Now, here's how it works. You pick a team. You have to pick a team every week, a different team every week. You can't use the same team. You pick a different team every week. You survive every week. And when you get down to being the last survivor, you have a shot at winning $10,000 credit to the Island Game. But you have to pick a different team every week. You can't use the same team for the season. So every week you have to use a different team. All right? So that's where your research goes in. But like I said, it's an awesome promotion. You can win $10,000 in cash, $10 for each entry. Maximum entries per person is 20. And the final day for registration is September 9th. But you could get registered, and you can pick all season long once you're registered by September 9th. For more information, simply log on to theislandgame.com. But that's $10,000 up for grabs in cold cash. How you like the sound of that, Pearly?
Sounds real good to me. Real good to me.
All right, here we go. Tonight's game.
Oh, Lord, that's good. Okay, let's go ahead, man.
Our pick today, guys, comes from the WNBA. The Dallas Wings, 20-15 on the road, taking on the Las Vegas Valkyries, 24-9. Not the Las Vegas Valkyries.
Golden State
Valkyries, 24-9. Valkyries are 6.5-point favorites, and the over in this is 161.5. I like the over. That to me is like a no-brainer right there. Both of these teams average over 80 points a game. Valkyries close to 90-something a game. I like this one to go over. All right, I like it over the 161.5. That's my pick for this game today. Well, what say you guys?
Interesting.
I'm just gonna pick the Valkyries to win.
By 6.5 or in the money line?
I'm going to take him in the money line. I'm going to agree with that, but I'm going to take him in the money line. If Page goes off tonight, it'll be a different story.
So yeah, I like the over 161.5. The consensus is the Valkyrie in the money line. The 6.5. The Wings are a good team. If anything, take the Wings plus the 6.5. That way, you know, if the Valkyries win, that's fine. But the Wings can cover everybody. You know, will have a shot at the pie.
But hold on, the Valkyries are 6.5 favorites.
Right. So I'm saying if you take the Wings plus 6.5, because I think the Valkyries win and go over, but maybe they don't cover the 6.5.
Yeah, I think you'll be good. Yeah.
All right, there you have it, man. We've reached that time. You got to get up out of here, man. But for Roscoe for chiming in earlier today in the first hour, everybody called in and texted in good stuff. For Pearly and for Statboy, appreciate you riding through and doing the sports with me. And like I said, we'll do it again tomorrow right here on Guardian Radio. Be sure to join me and MJ for the Tuesday, August 18th edition of Talking Heads right here at Guardian Radio, all right? But for Pearly, for Statboy, for MJ, for Mr. Producer, this is your boy Naughty. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Talking Heads.
Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul.
Hungry for some serious beef? Then get ready, because Burger King Nassau is bringing back the double quarter-pound king. That's a full half-pound of flame grilled beef, topped with melty cheese, tangy mustard, crunchy pickle, and fresh onions. Served on a toasted sesame seed bun, classic style. Big flavor, big protein, big satisfaction. Get your double quarter-pound king meal with medium fries and a drink for only $10.35. More food, less money. Only at Burger King Nassau.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your...
Running low on summer funds? Squeeze every drop of fun out of your summer with Fidelity Personal Loan. From backyard upgrades to family getaways, Fidelity is here to help. Call 356-7764 today.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Summer's here, and KFC's got summer buckets just for you. Every bucket starts with 8 legs and thigh pieces of your favorite chicken, plus 4 golden biscuits. Grab the value bucket for just $20 or go big with our mega bucket, packed with everything you need for summer fun on the beach, boat, or on the road. Need more? Add 4 Pepsis, Family Fries, or the new mango dessert biscuit for only $5. KFC's summer buckets have big flavor, big value, and finger-licking good chicken only at KFC Nassau.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Kane is in the building.
Yeah! Alright, the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on. Alright, the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream
listen, I've been caping for the Cowboys for a few months now. I put them in my top 5 in my way too soon power rankings. And then in my way too soon power rankings, they stayed in the top 5, moved up to number 4, and they just keep me thinking that they've made the right moves on the defensive side of the ball to support an offensive side of the ball that's already championship worthy if they can protect their quarterback and keep the run game that Javonte Williams had a renaissance in last year, or at least an ascension that we hadn't seen in quite some time from him, or we're eager to see. That the defensive side of the ball that gave up the most yards on the ground and in the air last year, that if they're able to tighten the bolts on that, they have a real shot to make a run, finally get to the NFC Championship game, or heaven forbid, make it to SoFi Stadium to play in Super Bowl 61 on the Disney family of networks.
Look, Rich, right now I'm like Bart Simpson. I'm at the chalkboard and I'm writing, I will not overreact to a week of preseason game.
It's not that. It's not that. It's the addition of Von Miller on Sunday.
Von Miller.
Now, listen, you could sit here and say, Von's long in the tooth. What does this mean? What does that mean? Last year, the Dallas Cowboys were led in sacks by Jadeveon Clowney, 8.5. Yeah. Last year, Von, in a non-starting role for the Washington Commanders, had 9 sacks. Von would have led the Cowboys in sacks last year. And the Cowboys added Rashawn Gary. And the Cowboys have young kids all over the place that Von Miller can now walk in the locker room and be the OG for them.
That's going to be his biggest contribution.
Damn straight it is. Damn straight. You think, how many other pass rushers Rashawn Gary look at him and go, oh, okay. Not many, because Rashawn Gary's a grown-ass man himself. And Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, right up the middle. And Ezeraku. And Overshown, and Caleb Downs now has Miller to show him some ropes. And I know they don't do the same thing, but they're professional football players.
Yes.
And then on top of it, Von is a state of Texas legend who I think in the many times that we've interviewed him has been a Cowboys fan since birth and is a Texas A&M Aggie and a first ballot Hall of Famer who now can come in and because he's older than his defensive coordinator and Christian Parker, be an avatar for the team and the coaching staff and a leader. I mean, this fits on every single possible way. And all he's got to do is do what he did last year. He started 3 games for Washington. That's it. But he played in all 17, 9 sacks. He's got to even just do half of that, and it's still a cherry on top. For a Cowboys team that had 35 sacks total last year. What a great addition this was. I heard this and I'm like, okay, the Joneses are pushing buttons. They know exactly what the hell they're doing. You think Brian Schottenheimer and Christian Parker are sitting around thinking, can we get Von Miller? And then you get a phone call say you got Von Miller. They must have been doing friggin' cartwheels.
Yeah, I mean, the word was out that he wanted to come, but it's
I
like,
got
is
it.
he really going to do it? And then he did it. It's like, oh, okay.
Then he did it.
But Rich, it's cool. Here's the deal now, right? As a Cowboys fan, as someone who's been in this, hanging on, if you're going to make this move, let's not wait. Like, if you're really going to be all in, you're really going to bust the budget, go get that dude.
Who's that?
The dude in Las Vegas.
I don't think he's available. I don't think he wants to be available. And I think that he's not going to be available right now. And I know we keep mentioning that. And I swore I'm going to get off that that train because he has said over and over again, I don't want to go anywhere.
I don't think we should get off.
And hey, and the Raiders have got their own reasons to feel, good about themselves coming off of their preseason loss, yes, to Arizona. But I don't think they're going to be in the business of trading away or giving away any of their blue chippers. Right now, we'll see how everything plays out. They could potentially add him midseason in the same way they just added Von late in the summer. Where it's difficult to counter those moves within your division, within your conference, because they're made so late. Who else is going to be around? Who's got 9 sacks sitting around? That's why the Texans went ahead and said, you know what? We've got a ton of players here. Let's just add Jadeveon Clowney. Let's bring him in. 8.5 sacks to add to Will Anderson and the rest of that team. When you can add smart, good, Hall of Fame talented players who may not be at the top of their Hall of Fame talent right now, and you could do that. High character guys in the locker room. Let's go. Well done. Todd Archer will be along later on in the show. He covers Dallas Cowboys for ESPN. He's going to be in hour number 2 of this program. He's right in the middle. Meanwhile, preseason action week number 1. Lots to overreact to. But we're finally seeing quarterback competitions play out in preseason action. The Cleveland Browns kicked off the NFL Network triple header on Saturday against the Chicago Bears, who did not play Caleb. It was a Tyson Bagent Saturday to start for them. Antoine Randall called plays in the second half, so this is what they're using their preseason for, because they got Caleb Williams and they got a roster full of young, talented players that they're ready to go into battle with come up in week number 1 for the Chicago Bears, when it all toe meets ball for them at Carolina. A week 1 game that I think will serve to be underneath the radar, with 2 first overall drafted quarterbacks going against each other. 2 division winners, right? But we're all talking about the Cleveland Browns quarterback competition. Todd Monken, unlike the Minnesota Vikings, going full deep into the preseason season before making a decision. And the only decision Monken made was, we're going to go with Deshaun Watson first on Saturday against the Bears, Shedeur to follow. And then the following preseason week, we're going to go with Shedeur first and Deshaun Watson to follow. And Watson overall looked pretty darn good. I almost went higher register. Well, I mean, it wasn't perfect.
Wasn't perfect.
He did, fumble on a second quarter drive. The downs put up were both on drives, the touchdown and the field goal on drives that Watson was quarterbacking. Casey Concepcion ran one in, giving you an idea of how Monken can use some of his latest rookie weapons. Last year's rookie weapons are now second year. What we've got to do is get some quality quarterback play, and they can make some hay, and I'm just rhyming now. Yeah, I know. Hey, Myles Garrett's out here, but they got Jared Verse, and that young Turk, the young Squire, is going to want to prove to a bunch of people that the thing that he does is sack quarterbacks, and he wants to be a leader here. All we got to do, Cleveland Browns fans, is get some quality quarterback play, and they can really be a sleeper team in 2026 for real. The question is the quarterback play going to be average or above average? And I'll say Deshaun Watson is going to have the thumb on the scale for him because of how much money they've put into him and how much capital, blood, sweat, and tears have gone into waiting for him to be healthy and full, mature, and clear of all his past and his problems, and just focusing on playing quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, which he did to the tune, let me get this correct, of 11 for 14. 11 for 15, 126 yards and 2 scoring drives. Todd Monken said it was awesome to watch.
How did you think Deshaun Watson did in his half of football?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, it was so cool to watch him play. I mean, I get all of the frustration by fans, himself, but for him to come back and work like he did is an unbelievable credit to him. And then to go out there, he was having fun today. And that is so cool. And I thought he really functioned at a high level. Certainly, we don't want to be taking timeouts. We sure as heck can't take delay of games, okay? But it was fun watching him play and watching us put the next step forward and see where we're at.
And Watson, for his own right, stepped to the podium and talked about his journey to get to this point. And he was asked to, hey, coach said it looked like you were having fun out there. Can you confirm?
Yeah. I mean, that's always been my mentality. So I don't think that's anything that I doubt into myself. That's the reason why I work hard these last 2 years, to get back to that. Had some challenges with some injuries and suspension, and now being able to, get a full off season and continue to work my way back up, it takes time. But at the same time, I don't doubt myself in any way that I can't play at a high level.
He turns 31 on the 14th of September. So in between weeks 1 and 2, he will be just a 31-year-old quarterback with not a lot of gameplay from ages, 27 through 31. Right. And so that's the question is, can he get back to the Deshaun Watson of the Houston Texans, the one that the Browns said, we'll take you, even with a suspension coming. We'll take you, even with all that baggage that led to the suspension and all the negativity and all the awfulness that we read about what he did back in the day, and that he is now soon to be a 31-year-old guy who's turned his life around, we hope, and playing free and playing fun. And with all that experience and with all that capital in him, Shedeur can't be airmailing passes, dropping footballs. He did make some good throws, as is his wont, and then he showed up at the podium or his press conference afterwards in front of the media with a smile on his face, because that's who he is. But he's got to kind of play perfect. He's got to practice perfectly, and his next preseason start better go gangbusters, because I don't know. I always thought there was a thumb on the scale, and when the Cleveland Browns are opening up their season at Jacksonville and then at Tampa, where Baker's going to be gunning for whoever is out there.
This is Guardian Radio 96.